Hold up. Wait a minute.
Bruh.
Did you hit the like button? Drop some rabbits in the chat. Let's go.
Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. If you want the tea, come see me. Rabbit hole is the place to be for real news, not fake news. Celebrity news, breaking news around the clock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock, I rock, I rock. Real talk, best on the block. I rock, I rock. Hit that like, hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat, chat. Hit that like, hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop some, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits, drop some rabbits, drop them, drop them, drop them, drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. True crime is my specialty. Exposing the industry. Unsolved mysteries. Sticking to reality. Fair use commentary. Talking about cults. Trying to get results. Exploring cults. Exploring. Researching. Debunking. Investigating. Being nosy. Super nosy. Being messy. Being shady. Rabbit hole news. That's me. The chick with ADHD. Unmedicated. But quite educated. Hit that like. Hit that like. Welcome to the chat. Let's chit chat. Chit chat. Hit that like. Hit that like. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Drop some rabbits. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop them. Drop some rabbits in the chat. Drop some rabbits. Hit that like. Hit that like. Let's go. Let's go. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show. Let's start the show.
Hi, everybody. Shout out to everybody. Oh, my goodness. It is 12. No, it's not 12. I don't know what. On my end, it's like 12 something. Okay. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Happy New Year's. It is not the 12th. It is the March 21st. Saturday, March 21st. Happy New Year's yet and still. I hope you guys are having a great, wonderful Saturday. Shout out to everybody. I had to set up, Baby Bunny with the sitter because we about to get into some things. And, there's only so many code words I can use, when this child is around. So I have to I try to be mindful. You know what I mean? Is it the first day of spring? I thought spring wasn't until I don't know. What? Spring. When is spring? When is spring? 2026. Oh, that was yesterday. So yesterday was the first day of spring. Oh my God. I love my favorite time is always spring and summer months. Okay. I get a little bit of the blues around the fall and the holiday season. So that's why I have certain areas and certain seasons that, are just my favorite. Well, shout out to you. Yes, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much for hitting that like button. My goodness. We have so much to get into. Guys. I hope you guys are doing well. You love springtime. I love springtime. I do. Thank you so much, Meg. I appreciate you. Thank you. Thank you. Yesterday was the first day of spring. Yeah, I'm a little behind. I'm still thinking it's New Year's because I keep repeating that. And actually, my oldest called me out for that. He's like, "You're so weird. Why do you keep?" He said, "Mom, you're so weird. Why do you keep saying Happy New Year's?" And I was telling everybody. It's kind of like an inside joke, we're talking about how we were going to keep, Happy New Year's, keep repeating it, even though it's probably not like the popular thing to do at this point. But whatever. It's New Year's for, maybe for somebody might be going through something and, they need to feel like they can start all over again. You don't always have to start at the beginning of the year. You can always start in the middle, sometime in March. I don't know, but shout out to y'all. Yeah, I get very seasonal depression type situation. But anyways, we about to get into some stuff, guys. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thank you guys so much for being here. Shout out to everybody. Hey, man, shout out to everybody that joined us last night when we were talking about Kendra Duggar and her arrest. We're going to get into that today. But before we get into that, I really want to bring Sexy back. And yeah, we're going to talk about this. So if you guys don't... For those that are like, why is it a big deal that this, arrest situation is out? And it's actually, in my opinion, a very big deal that JT, where'd it go? Somewhere over here. Hold up. That JT's footage body cam footage for the DWI is released because he was suing not to have this release. And I have not watched it. I did a screenshot yesterday and I was like, I have not watched. I want to watch it in real time with you guys. Put a one in the chat if you watched it. He tried to block it. He did. He did. And, he felt like this was going to, affect his tour, God forbid his, humble personality. What's the word? You got these fans that are throwing their chones, their undies up in that stage, and they're like, oh no, we can't. I mean, I literally have the fans that'll come in here every time I talk about JT, and they're just like dragging and pulling my hair and trying to drag me down the floor because I'm talking about their fave JT. And I'm just like, well, listen, he broke the law. Nobody is going to cry if I drink and drive and there's a body cam footage of me being stupid, singing to mariachi songs. Like nobody's going to be like, oh my God, how dare you? Like it is what it is. I'm American. Y'all are American. And we get in trouble and there's going to be footage of that shit all over the place. And people are going to do what, you're going to have situations like, Afro Man, right? Like, it is what it is. What am I going to do? Okay. So for those that are late, he did try to stop the release of this footage. And I was like, well, what did he do? What's the big deal? And not only that, if I remember correctly, when this arrest happened back in 2024, the fans were dragging. Who were they dragging? Who? The officer. Oh, he's a new officer. He's a rookie. He shouldn't have done this. He should have just let him go. And I remember they were dragging him and he had just started up in the job. They were giving the guy like such a hard time. Okay. But well, it is what it is. And apparently, he's being held accountable as everybody should. Okay. Yeah. I said what I said. You say he was way more wasted than I ever imagined. Was he singing? I can't wait to watch it. James, thank you so much for this. Finally, my winter fat is gone. Now I have my spring rolls. Okay, this is cute. I actually like this joke. Oh my God. James is like, my winter fat is gone. I got my spring rolls, the love handles. All right, let's get into this, okay? Shout out to everybody in chat. Hit the like button, please, and thank you. And let me hit this coffee, y'all, because it's not hitting me quite yet, and I need it.
Your toes, guys. I'm just following my friends back to my house. I'm not like these are like really hard tests.
Can you guys please just do me a favor because you loved Bye 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 or like Sexy Back? Like, do me one favor. They won't let you out. I did everything. They won't let you out.
And then when we do this, just like we're doing right now, on feet together, on the side. You're doing it just now. I'm just going to re-explain it before we continue, okay? On the side, feet together, and then you're going to keep your head straight and just keep your head straight. Only follow with your eyes, okay?
Okay.
You understand that?
All right. Yes, sir.
Oh my God. I'm going to speed it up a little bit. I've not watched this whole thing, just so people are aware. I'm only going to do it to 1.25. So, who was the female that was there? I remember there was a female and there was something like that. He said the sobriety tests are hard. They are hard, aren't they? It's like that one lady from, what is it called? Comedy Central. Y'all remember the officer when they were doing the dance test? And then it was like, anyways, he's messing up. I can't even play Comedy Central because I'll get dinged. But anyways, let's watch this. It's a stylist. Memphis, come get your boy.
Hey, 47 and 7 over now.
6, go ahead. And then the last one.
Your BMW is valid to Swift Rental Car LLC. Your subject, Justin Timberlake, is valid out of Tennessee. And you continue.
Thank you. You can practice the first place.
It's gonna be like almost like you're looking at your eyebrows. You can keep your head straight and just follow your eyes. When your eyes go up, it's gonna be almost like you're looking at your eyebrows.
Got you.
Oh, he's drunk. Oh, look at him.
All right, the next thing is going to be called a walking turn. I'm going to explain this to you, and then you're going to go ahead and do it, okay? So I'll just explain it in its entirety, and then we'll go ahead and do it. It's going to be 9 heel-to-toe steps, followed by a series of small steps, turning around, followed by 9 heel-to-toe steps back. So we can use an imaginary line. If you want, there's like a little skid mark here, so we can use that. What I'm going to have you first do.
This one or this one?
It's going to be the one of your preference, okay? Just
Whatever you want, man.
You got it.
How you doing, man?
Good, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay. What we'll start right here, and then we'll continue down this little skid mark here. We're going to have an imaginary straight line, okay?
Okay.
So what I'm going to have you do, put your left foot on this imaginary line.
This one?
Yep, and put your right foot in front of your left. And what you're going to do, you're going to stand just like this. Left foot on the line, right foot right in front of your left. And you're going to stand like this. And now I'm going to explain everything, and then we'll go ahead and do it, okay? Okay, so left foot on the line. Left foot on the line first. And then you're going to put your right foot in front of your left. Stay just like that, okay? You're going to be heel to toe like this. Heel to toe. Put your left.
Oh my God. Y'all, he is drunk. Okay? This is not like this guy, in sync dancing. Come the hell on. And thank you, Ronan. Dude is rich as AF. Why doesn't he have a designated driver? Use the skid mark. I was like, the skid mark? I'm sorry. My mind went somewhere else when I heard skid marks. I'm thinking about laundry. Shout out to everybody. No, but literally, what are you doing? Like, you have all this money and you literally can't get an Uber, a designated driver? Like, what are you talking about? And thank you, Ronan, for the $5. I agree. I mean, seriously, hey, do the right thing. How are you, love? Shout out to you. Shout out to do the right thing who's in the chat. I haven't seen you in a minute. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, like, what are you talking about? He's hammered. He is.
Foot on the line. Yep. You're gonna have your right foot in front of your left heel to toe.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna put our left foot on the line first. Put your right foot in front of your left heel to toe. And you can stay just like that, okay?
Okay.
Okay. So there's gonna be a series of 9 heel to toe steps. I will demonstrate this like you're doing right now, like this. 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 9, followed by a series of small steps around. 1, 2, 3, all the way up to 9. Back.
Come on,
this
Justin.
is going to be heel to toe. So you're going to be clicking your heels as you're going, arms by your side. While you're doing this, you're going to look down at your toes.
Guys, I'm just following my friends back to my house. I'm not doing anything. I'm just following my friends back to my house.
Will you do these steps?
Sure.
Okay. Like I explained, it's going to be 9 heel to toe steps. You're going to be clicking your heels, arms by your side. Just wait until I have you go.
Like this?
Arms by your side. So it's going to look like this.
Sorry,
arms
I've never done this, so I'm just...
Just mimic him.
It's going to be arms by your side, just like that, while you're doing it.
Perfect.
Okay.
Your eyes going to be looking at your toes.
I swear to God, like, isn't this the same guy who, I don't know, danced for how many years? I guess it's kind of hard to dance when you're intoxicated. I mean, I don't know if he'd be able to do the same kind of moves. And oh man, okay.
Okay.
As you take each step, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
Once you get to your 9th step, like I demonstrated, your lead foot's going to stay planted, and you're going to take a series of small steps around, followed by 9 heel-to-toe steps back. Okay. Again, as you walk, you're going to be counting those steps out loud, looking at your toes, arms by your side the whole way. So you're going to start with your left foot on the line. Okay. Right foot in front of your left.
He starts going bye, bye.
Just like this?
It's going to look like that. We'll start, okay? We'll start.
He's going to tell you when you're supposed to begin. He just wants you.
Sorry.
You're all good. He just wants you to be in position. He's going to basically tell you when to go. Okay.
So I'm going to have you get in position, and then I'm going to say you may begin.
I got you.
So left foot on the line.
Okay.
Right foot in front of your left.
Ready?
Then you may begin.
And then just walk. I'm sorry.
Here. Ready?
This
Ready?
guy's
Go.
I'm a little
hammered.
nervous.
Left.
Y'all see how far his foot went? Okay, and this is a residential area. All jokes aside, Listen, and all of us, my name is not Justin, but if I'm drinking and driving and I'm in an area like this, there's houses in that area. This is a stop sign, whether it's 9 or 8 or whatever time. I mean, I don't see any kids there, but people can get hurt, y'all. He shouldn't have done this. He should not be drinking and driving, period. Okay. Do you see how his foot went out? That guy was hammered. He was. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, people could be walking their dog. Kids could be, going to friend's house or whatever. You never know. He also asked, is that the right foot at the police officer? That's crazy. Do the right thing. Thank you so much for the $4.99, my love. Shout out to you. Do the right thing. Thank you. Venus Blue Cupcake. Thank you so much for your 22-month membership. Shout out to you. Shout out to our members. Shout out to you guys. Thank you guys for supporting the channel. Thanks, guys. And you can always support by hitting the like button and sharing. Good way to support.
Right foot in front. You're gonna look down. Ready? 1, 2,
Okay.
3,
Got you.
4. Like
One,
that. Okay.
two,
Hang on. Let him tell you when to go. Let him tell you when to go. You gotta take a start. Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Don't worry about it.
Sorry.
No, I want to make sure. We want to make sure you do this right.
Right foot in front of your left.
Is this my line?
Whichever
Perfect, yep.
imaginary line you make, that's the line you're going to walk. And then you move again. 3, 5, 7, 9. Yep.
Yeah,
You
go
take
back.
those 9 heel toe steps back as well.
Back this way.
Yep. Same way you
9
went.
heel toe steps back.
Oh, man.
One more test for you.
So this one's going to be the one leg stand called. So either foot, one of your choosing, you're going to raise approximately 6 inches off the ground, keeping your foot parallel to the ground. You're going to be looking at your toes, counting aloud as follows: 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, and so on until you stop. Same as the other test, you're going to be keeping your arms by your side. You can start with your feet together if you'd like. And you're going to be raising either foot of your choice, left or right, does not matter, it's your choice. Foot looking just like this, parallel to the ground. You're going to be looking at your toes, counting aloud: 1 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, 4 1,000, so on until the tape stops. Do you understand that? You want me to re-explain it?
Tell me one more time.
You got it.
I'm sorry.
Look, to be fair, if I'm being pulled over and I'm drunk, I probably would have been like, can you repeat that again? Tell me one time. What? Slow the directions down. So, like, I'm just saying. And you know what? You're right. Like, the Mickey Mouse Club should also be the DUI Club or DWI Club, because literally, I mean, they all part of that club. They all got some DUIs and DWIs and whatnot. Literally, you can't make this up. You said that those. Well, I sped heel. To be fair, I sped this up, so that's why it sounds like they're talking fast. Keep that in mind. Kim, member for 26 months. Hey, Kim, thank you, Kim, for supporting the channel. Shout out to you, Kim. I hope you're doing well. Shout out to my boo, Kim.
So don't worry about it. We want to make sure that you understand everything fully. Okay.
Yeah. Of course.
Perfect.
So one leg stand. Stand with your feet together and your hands at your side. Do not begin until I tell you to do so. You understand?
Yes.
Just like that. Perfect.
When I tell you to, I want you to raise one leg, whichever leg you choose.
Sorry, guys. Like, I'm like.
So whichever leg you choose, you're going to raise approximately 6 inches off the ground, foot pointed out,
Just like this.
parallel to the ground. I'll tell you when to begin.
Just you look at me. Just as an example. Right. So like this.
Whichever leg you choose, approximately 6 inches off the ground. While holding this position, count aloud: 1,000, 2 1,000, 3 1,000, and so on until you try to stop.
Sorry,
When you do this test,
Sorry, my heart's racing.
When you do this test, keep your eyes on your raised foot, count aloud by 1,000s. Keep your arms at your sides, and if you touch toes, if your foot touches the ground, if you lose balance, whatever, just bring it right back up, okay?
Okay.
So if you lose balance, you go down, you're going to bring it right back up. Go 1,000, 1,000, and just continue your count. So if you go down to 1,000, continue.
So,
Similar to that, yeah. Always right side, and then let me know when you're ready. So you put your foot down, and then I'll start.
I'll be like, I'm done.
Justin? Okay, perfect. Yeah, we'll do a couple tests on him, okay?
Help us.
What's up?
Help.
You need help?
No, I'm just kidding.
Okay. We're just doing a couple of tests on him. I need you to hang it over here just so you don't interfere with them, okay?
Everything okay?
Yeah, we just have to do a couple of tests on him, make sure he's okay to drive as well.
Okay. If not, we can have someone drive him.
Right, gotcha.
Yeah. Justin, do the Benton snap. Do the bend and snap. Oh my God. There you go. See, that should be part of the sobriety test. The bend and snap should be part of the sobriety test. Yes.
Yep.
Mhm.
So there's stuff, yep.
11,000, 10,000, 11,000, 11,000, 5,000.
That's all good. Right.
By the way, these are like really hard tests.
All right, so the last thing is going to be a three-screen bed test. So this just lets me know where you're at. And then if you're below the limit, you're going, you just, maybe someone else could drive. It does seem like you're impaired, intoxicated.
Okay.
So just one sec, I'll grab it.
Time 7 notice. 9-7. Stand right over here.
Yes, sir.
Oh man.
Time to stop and time check.
Yeah, we could have you just hang out in the front of the car, okay? Thank you, I appreciate it.
Time to stop was 0.
By the way, these are really hard to do. He's telling the stylist or whoever the hell she is. These are very, very hard to do, right? So he didn't have to consent to this, but I don't, he might have been too drunk to realize that he didn't have to consent to this. He could have just done the blood test. I think that's an option. Again, this is what Shut Up Cuomo was defending. I remember when I covered this. Cuomo was defending this whole thing. We have criminals out here and y'all over here giving a hard time to this poor celebrity who just happened, to be stopped at a traffic stop, who happens to be drinking and driving. Oh my goodness. How dare you guys do this? Cuomo, where you at? Come help your buddy over here. Kelly B, thank you so much for becoming a member. Shout out to you, Kelly B. Thank you for supporting the channel. All right, hold up, y'all. Let's keep going.
0020. Time now is 0035.
Fredo had to defend him.
Where are you, my sir?
What's happening?
We have to make sure that your friend here is okay to drive.
Can I just drive?
Well, he was already operating the vehicle, so we need to make sure that he's okay. He wasn't operating the vehicle under any kind of impairment.
Got it.
That's all. If he's all good,
Can I
We'll
touch
send-
my phone? Is that okay?
yeah, you can go into the vehicle. That's perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right, just turn around for me, please.
I agree.
All right, I'll take you right on. 132 and 190.
Okay. Ma'am, do you have another way to get home?
Can I drive?
Have you been drinking?
No.
You haven't been drinking
I
tonight?
had like one glass of wine.
Okay, no problem. How are you related friends?
Friends, obviously.
Okay, if he's okay with you driving the car, you're fine to me. But
I don't look fine
you
to
look
you.
fine to you.
Oh, I was like, wait,
yeah, no,
what?
look on the front of the
Hold
car.
on, what do I look like?
You look on the front of the car.
Do I
It's
not
fine.
look good?
So no, you're fine. So at this point,
I know my hair sucks here, but like I usually look good.
So at this point, he's coming with us. Okay.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, why?
He's arrested for intoxicated.
Stop it.
DWI. Yes.
No way. Don't say it.
Yes. He's coming out with us. Okay. So you're okay to drive. Okay. I don't see any. Your eyes look perfectly fine. Your speech isn't slurred.
You're
arresting
Timberlake right now?
Yeah.
Stop it.
Yes.
Why?
He was driving drunk.
He wasn't.
He failed every single witness case.
I think she needs to be arrested too. Like, what the fuck? You're arresting Justin Timberlake? Why? No, he wasn't. No, my God. Girls, shut the hell up and drive. Leave. This man is a grown-ass adult. What are you doing?
Now, listen, so at this point, listen, this is a private matter with us and him. Okay, I can't really talk about it too much.
Okay,
he's
okay, got it,
He's not. He's coming with us tonight. He's
Where?
not going home.
Tell me where.
To the police station.
Which one? Sag Harbor?
Yes.
On Main Street.
70 Division Street.
7.
Yes. Okay.
So I should come there.
No, you should go home. He's gonna be with us all night.
The whole night?
He's not. When we release him, when the judge sees him in the morning.
There's no way.
Yes, that's how this works. Okay. So I would.
Does she speak English? There's no way. There's no way. Oh my. I don't know. I mean, at the very least, Justin is over here, apologetic. And I'm sorry, I've never done this. But this lady's over here like, excusing? Well, what are we doing here?
So unless you want to sit in a police lobby for the next 9 to 10 hours.
Let's go.
Which I don't recommend you do. I would recommend you take his car if it's okay with him. We have to confirm that with him first.
Okay, let's go talk to
Well,
him.
what's your name?
SD.
SD. Okay, let me ask him. I got it at this point.
Okay,
it's Dustin, not you. Okay. No offense, but I got it. It's just protocol. Okay. I'm gonna see if she can take the car. Okay.
You are kidding me.
Mr. Timberlake, is SD okay to drive your car home? Do you care if she takes your vehicle today? You okay with that? Okay. Thank you.
You can't make this shit up.
Okay, SD, miss.
And then
Take him home?
he's arranged
No.
for the morning,
Unfortunately,
and
You
then
guys,
and
come
then,
on.
then he'll be released.
What happened?
I stopped him based on observations.
What was he
traffic
doing?
infractions.
Tell me what happened.
He was unable to maintain his lane, but I'm not going to continue. We're going to get him back, okay? 'Cause I'm not going to.
this is a private matter with us and him.
The audacity, y'all. This is what you call, like, literally, what, ma'am, what is your issue? What part of your friend was drinking and driving? Okay. Do you not understand? Move on and go drive his car and go. But literally, no, the entitlement. Y'all didn't tell me this. Why didn't you tell me this? Oh my God. But if it was just us regular people, no questions asked. And if somebody does ask a question, oh, you arrested. Oh, you're intervening with this traffic stop. Oh, you're doing the most, literally. And that officer, the one that was giving him the test, he's new. He was new at that time. And the fans gave that officer a lot of shit. I mean, they were doxing him. They were watching where he was going on the weekend. They did the most to defend Justin. This is what he didn't want released. And it's not even a bad, I mean, he shouldn't be drinking and driving, but it's not like, what's her name? Elle Woods. Elle Woods. Reese, do you know who I am? Do you know, she did all that shit. He's not even doing that. She's doing that for him. The friend is doing that for him. You have got to be kidding me.
I don't want to say it doesn't concern you because I don't want to be rude. However, it is a matter between us and him.
Can I talk to him real quick?
No, not anymore. No, he's in our custody now. Okay. So he said, I talked to him just now. You're going to take the car home. Okay. You don't show any signs of impairment. No slurred speech. Your eyes are good. Okay. So you're going to take the car. Okay. If you want, he'll get a phone call. He can contact whoever he needs. Whether that be lawyers or family or whomever. Okay. He can contact you possibly if he chooses to. So you can take his car. I don't know where you were going, but feel free to take that. And if someone wants to pick him up,
Can I give you his phone?
is his phone in the car?
Yes.
That's fine. I mean,
yes.
Yeah, it's fine.
But you'll give it to him.
But yeah, of course.
They were following each other in separate cars. I get that. But come on now. So, I mean, that's on them. He obviously, she says she only had one glass of wine. God knows how many he had. Why did they do all that? Leave one car there. Oh, well, it stays there overnight, whatever. Or call somebody. Like, this isn't the way to do it, right? Ultimately, we're not excusing the drinking and driving. Leah, thank you so much for the $5. Thank you, love, so much for supporting the channel. Thank you for the super sticker. Sorry, I'm a little late. Thank you. Shout out to you. And Sleepy, thank you for becoming a member. Shout out to you, Sleepy. Thank you. Like he can't go back. Yeah, go back in the next day. Okay, the car stays there. Oh, well, you drink and you drive. You just park your car there and have somebody pick it up. I mean, the guy's a gazillionaire. What is the excuse? And it's not like he's 21, guys. It's not like he's been performing all his life. He just wants to cut loose. He's in his 20s. No, this is somebody who's old enough. He's older than me. He knows better than this ish, guys.
They'll go into our property section with him, and then
He won't get it?
No, not while he's in custody. No, he'll get it when he's released. Yes, so you can call someone when we release him in custody. But it will remain in my possession.
But should I ask him if he wants it or if he wants me to keep it?
You can't talk to him.
There has to be a moment of talking.
No, not anymore.
Please help me.
Not anymore.
Hold on.
Okay.
There has to be a moment of talking. I don't know who's worse. I don't know who's worse, the friend or Justin? Who's worse? What is wrong with this lady? Is she okay?
Hold on.
This is the registration of the vehicle. Just make sure it stays with the vehicle, okay?
I have his phone.
Yeah.
Yep.
Can you guys please just do me a favor because you loved bye or
I'm
like
happy.
sexy back?
So I'm
like,
happy.
do me one favor. Let me.
You're kidding. This isn't even, y'all, Justin, he's in the car. He's not even pulling. He's not even name fucking dropping. This lady did it. Justin, your friend did it. And she only had one glass of wine. I don't know what's worse. What are you doing? Oh my gosh.
Ask him if he wants me to give him his phone.
Yeah. I mean,
This is insane.
So it's not going to be a long thing. I'll let you walk up real quick.
Please. Help. Okay.
Take a breath.
I'll let you walk up real quick, but that's me, okay?
Oh my God. How embarrassing.
Over here. Where?
Yeah.
Over here.
I just rolled down.
Yep, just follow him. He's rolling the window down, okay? Just do me a favor. You're talking right here, okay? Good.
This is fucking insane. I have your phone. Do you want it? They're going to take it when you go in, or do you want me to keep it?
We'll give it to you when you're out. Do you want your possession or not?
No, what's fucking insane is that he's drinking and driving when the guy can buy a whole, stock of Uber or a fucking cab company. That's the insane part. That's the insane part. That you have to tell these officers, please, even if you like bye or whatever. Are you kidding me? This is embarrassing. And you know what? Shout out to these officers, especially the new one, because I remember when this story broke, he got a lot of shit over stopping Justin, over giving him sobriety tests. Shout out to them. I hope that, I don't even know if I'd be able to stay in that job if I was new and then I had all this hate from these fans because of this situation. This is insane.
Who do I call? What do I do? Tell me what to do quick. I
don't know.
Who's your lawyer? Tell me your lawyer's name. That's all I need.
He'll be allowed to call him when eventually, okay?
This isn't.
For now, Mr. Timberlake, just do you want us to have your phone or not?
They won't let you out. I did everything. They won't let you out. I'm like, let me out. You guys, come on.
No, Mr.
No,
Just let me drive him
No,
home.
Mr. Timberlake, do you want your phone in our custody or not? To release to you when you're out? Yes or no?
Guys, why?
Mr. Timberlake, yes or no?
You can keep the phone.
You can keep the phone. Okay,
All right,
come on.
Step back from the car.
Oh my
Step back.
God.
Why are you arresting me? Like,
I didn't say that.
Okay. So you're going to take his car home, okay? Of course. Keep the phone. We'll allow him to make a phone call from our lines later tonight, okay? As well when we release him, okay? Thank you for your cooperation, man.
I shouldn't have watched that. What? Oh my God. What? Did that really?
Phone. We'll allow him to make a phone call from our lines.
She's lucky she was not arrested, y'all. Honestly.
Yes or no?
guys, why?
Mr. Timberlake, yes or no?
You can keep the phone now.
You can keep the phone.
Oh my God.
Okay,
All right,
come on.
Step back from the car, please.
Let me just ask
Step
you,
back from
like,
the car.
why are you arresting me? Like,
I didn't say that.
Okay. So you're going to take his car home, okay? Of course. Keep the phone. We'll allow him to make a phone call from our lines later tonight, okay? As well when we release him, okay? Thank you for your cooperation, man.
They should have thought of that in the first place. Let me drive him home. You should have thought of that when the shit happened initially. Why now? Ronan, thank you for gifting, guys. Ronan just gifted memberships. Let me put some hearts out here. Thank you, Ronan. If you've been gifted by my wonderful supporter, moderator Ronan, put some hearts in the chat. He said, Mr. Timberlake. I know, Timberland. He's like, I'm not into that shit. But that's the thing. Is like, you guys, we need officers like this, right? And shout out to them for doing their job. But if the friend is like, let me drive him, why didn't y'all think of that before? Why not leave the cars? That's that privilege. It's like, what made you think you could just get away with this and you weren't going to be? And clearly the guy was hammered. His foot, did y'all see his foot? He could have hit a house, a person walking their dog, a child, anybody that was crossing the street. What are we doing? These celebrities are the most, man. I swear, it's the entitlement of it all, right? And in these celebrity assistants, what? Shame on the fucking. I don't know who she was or what she is to this situation, but shame on her. Shame on you for that. And shout out to these officers for doing their job. I don't care who he is. If you like, bye, who you're arresting Justin, who cares? And should have. And the guy has issues, by the way. You know, everybody goes through struggles and stuff like that. Don't get me wrong, but he does have an issue with his sobriety. It's been publicly spoken about. I believe he had to get some kind of help. The wife, what's her name? Seventh Heaven. God, I can't. Jessica Biel, not Alba. Biel. I always get those two mixed up. Jessica Biel. That little situation, he's cheated on her before too. And then everybody made excuses for it. I mean, this guy, everybody makes excuses for Justin all the time. All the time. He can never do no wrong and people just do the most. It's okay for him to sit on the shit that he created. This is not going to make or break him. The fans are already defending him. The fans already know. I mean, they're there. You know, people in the comments, oh, this is going to stop his tour. Nobody gives a shit. It didn't. And it hasn't. And it won't. Okay. excuses for a celebrity. That's crazy work. Anyways, but again, if it was us, you, me, regular people, they would have been thrown us in there with all kinds of fines. We would have been on payment plans because we can't afford a DWI or a DUI. We would have been monitors, and they'd be checking our pee and little breathalyzers on our cars. That's what they do. These people don't get that. They don't. They get the footage, the embarrassment, and they can pay everything off. Anyways, let me stop. It's like the audacity of these people. Anyways, woosah. All right. And for that lady, I just got to say one word. Okay.
Stop it. Get some help.
You better stop it and get some help. That's my friend and the song. Oh my goodness. Shut up. All right. Let's talk about a situation over here. Oh my gosh. It's the audacity for me. It's the audacity. It's the audacity. The audacity. Sit down, Linda. That's right. Okay. Moving on. So yesterday, the news broke about Kendra Duggar. Okay. Kendra Duggar is the wife of Joseph Duggar. The Duggars, the Duggar dynasty, okay, is the whole 19 kids and counting, Michelle and Jim Bob Duggar with the TLC franchise, for those that are like, who the hell are these people, right? And, there's been a lot of things that have come out in the last couple of years regarding the Duggars. The oldest of that, 19 kids and counting clan, his name is Joshua Duggar. And he has his own charges pertaining to minor children, as well as minor children material, little people material. Y'all know what I'm talking about. And so then during the week, the news broke. Now, Joshua's sitting in jail, and I think he's got like 12 years. He's been convicted. Okay. Wifey stood by his side because that's, it's a whole different story. But during the week, we found out that the other sibling, Joseph Duggar, now has his own charges stemming from a 2020 incident regarding a 9-year-old child. She was a 9-year-old victim then. And now these charges are what, Florida? From Florida. Okay. So then yesterday, the news broke that Joseph's wife, Kendra, has picked up her own charges. And although they are misdemeanor charges, now it's not just Kendra, it's also Joseph. So Joseph's got the issue in Florida, but he's also got another issue here regarding misdemeanors in Arkansas with Kendra. Now, a lot of this is like, well, wait a minute, what is going on? And I think we counted 4 total. And we're going to get into this article. Y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments about this. I think I broke it down, as best as I could, because the dynamics of this situation is just off the hook. So Kendra seen leaving jail hours after she was charged alongside husband Joseph for child endangerment claims. People came into my chat and they said, Rabbit, this has to do because of the locking of the children, like locking the children in the bedroom. So Kendra and Joseph have 4 children together. Okay. And, they have very strict religious conservative beliefs. We got into blanket training yesterday a little bit more. Some of you guys, in the chat have been watching this show and have been kind of in this journey of talking about this situation and, the abuse from the siblings and the sisters that have spoken out, and just the destruction of this whole family values group. I say that because, they've kind of taken that title, right? So not only is Joseph's facing all these horrible charges, now you have Kendra facing charges that are of a misdemeanor level, but they are regarding child endangerment, which, 4 children. Kendra's not a child. She's 27? I think we said 27, and Joseph's 31. So she got booked yesterday. There's a mugshot, which is what I'm showing right here. And let's get into it. Now, by the way, also know that these 2 individuals, I believe, correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, was Kendra 18 when she married Joseph, and Joseph was 22, I think. So these 2, getting married at that age is very, people have done it. And I know, I came from parents that were married very, very young, so it's something to kind of keep in mind. Not to excuse any of that, because there's no excuse, but they're young, okay, with 4 children. So Kendra Duggar seen leaving jail hours after she was charged alongside with husband Joseph for child endangerment claims. Now, the couple faces charges in relation to an incident that allegedly took place in 2020 when Joseph is accused of emming, okay, a 9-year-old girl while on vacation. Now, this is the thing. It's like, and this is the theme of this situation. We see this a lot when we've talked about cases like this. Conservative families all hang out together. They all vacation together, and I get it. I've gone on vacations with other people. The thing is that when stuff happens, then the parents find out that something happened to their child, and we're going to handle it within the family. And then that's what they do. They don't go to police. They address the issue here because we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it. 5-10 years later, this child who's the victim of this horrific situation gets traumatized, victimized, and supposedly they fix this situation while this perpetrator is perping on other potential victims and other children, right? And they just kind of keep the chain like that. Why, without really addressing, well, what does that mean? Well, we're gonna pray about it. We're gonna pray away the trauma. We're gonna be okay. This happened to my child, and I can recognize it, but we're gonna pray away the trauma. All right, okay. And then 5 or 6 years later, this comes up, and now it's like, well, damn, this child went through this, and all this trauma happened, and nothing got addressed. And this guy, potentially, there might be, usually how it works, there's other victims. It didn't work. Whatever they prayed away and fixed did not work at that time. Okay, just saying. Anyways, so let's get into this article. Kendra was photographed leaving jail hours after she was charged alongside with her husband, Joseph, in relation to an ongoing investigation surrounding child endangerment claims. Now, Kendra, who's 27, and Joseph, 31, are facing 4 counts of endangerment, endangering the welfare of a minor in the 2nd degree, and 4 counts of false imprisonment in the 2nd degree. Okay. This was what we read the news release yesterday. Kendra was arrested and booked into the Washington County Detention Center. And that was at 4:56 p.m. local time. Friday, March 20th, she was released. So somebody came in my chat and they said they've released her, just so you know, so that she was released. She was only there for like maybe 2 or 3 hours. Her bond was $1,470, so it was posted. After her release, Kendra was photographed in a car outside of the Washington County Detention Center. She is next scheduled to attend a hearing on Monday, March 23rd at 7:45 a.m. And she will be due in court again on April 29th. Now, what about the children? Did they remove the children because endangering of minors? I don't know what's going on here. She's here. She looks like she's visibly upset and whatnot. Kendra's arrest and subsequent criminal charges came after those of her husband, to whom she's been married since 2017. Charges against Joseph were filed by the Bay County Sheriff's Office, and this was in Florida. Okay. The authorities learned about an incident that allegedly took place in 2020, in which the former reality star is accused of doing things to a 9-year-old girl while vacationing with their family in Panama Beach. All right. So the girl claimed that Joseph had engaged in unlawful activities after asking her to sit on his lap. These details are horrible. As the vacation continued, he had also asked her to sit next to him on a couch and covered them. I don't know where the parents of this 9-year-old girl was at when this happened, but anyways, there is that. I don't want to read the details of this situation because it's just horrible. So apparently, Joseph did eventually apologize for his actions and the incident, which is kind of like the thing that people do. They keep it in there, they keep it in the family, keep it in the church and the religion, and then they just kind of keep things moving on, which was the pattern of behavior when the siblings, the girls, when Joshua, did things to those girls. And of course, production was there and people acted like they didn't know. Well, we addressed it here, says Jim Bob. We addressed it. And now here we are a couple years later, and we're learning the magnitude of this, while these children are for everybody's entertainment and everybody's, picture of perfect religion and perfect family. These girls were victimized, okay, for ratings. Truly, that's what it is. He was initially facing charges including, and this is Joseph. He was initially facing charges including lewd and lascivious M of a victim less than 12, and I don't want to even get to the details of these statements, but this remains an active and ongoing investigation. Arkansas law strictly limits the information that may be released to cases. We've read that yesterday as well. So she's been released. She's on bond. And the thing is now I'm kind of wondering, what does contact with her children? Were her children removed? What happened here? And I don't think that, no, because he had court on Friday. Joseph did. So he hasn't been like at the home. What is going to be the plan? Because at some point, I don't know if he'll be released. I don't know what the plan is with Joseph, but is he able to be around his own children? That's really the question. Is he a risk to his children? Those are assessments that they're going to have to come about, right? Something to kind of keep in mind. But like I said, all of this is just horrible that it's playing out. It's another one. What did we call it? 3 mugshots. 3 mugshots and counting. And the question remains, these now adult men who were in this 19 kids and counting situation, who did this to them in order for them to feel like it's okay to do it to his other siblings, right? But also, not only that, how many other victims are there out there that we're not even aware of? Because all of this is just, it's generational. It's learned behavior, patterns of behavior, all kinds of things happen here. Okay. It's just crazy. Crazy. And then again, I say, Michelle and Jim Bob, they're quiet. They've distanced themselves. They don't talk because they're not making money off of this. Why would they talk? Why? But it's a really sad situation, and I'm concerned for their own children too, as well. I'm just going to say that. That's right. Victims can become abusers if they do not get appropriate help. And when they keep it in the church, in the family, kind of like how Scientology does, where they do their own little reports and they do their own little investigation and they think they've addressed shit, and what really, it never really happened. They haven't, because they don't have the skill set to do it. That kind of thing. Cults like that. Other ones are like that too. Yeah. Remember the investigation on the religion? And now with the children, locking them from their rooms or in their rooms. You can't do that. God forbid that there's ever like a fire or somebody has like a child has a medical emergency in the room. Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? It's a sad situation. I'm going to see if there's any, I haven't seen any more details, but that's what's been put out there, that she might have been locking these kids in the room or outside the room, something to that effect. And like I said, how are they supposed to, if a fire breaks out or there's a medical emergency, maybe, I don't know, maybe they have a seizure or something, and you do that, like, huh? Or maybe they need to go to the bathroom or something like that, something to that effect. It's just like, what? And you're not talking about one child. You're talking about 4 children. 4 children. I'm going to see if we know what led to did she lock them out, or what did she do? See if there's any other details regarding this, because I don't see anything else that's been reported. Kendra's arrest, child endangerment, including 4 counts of second-degree child endangerment. But we want to know what the details of this child endangerment was. And I don't know if we have them. Let's see. Okay, so somebody wrote on Reddit, and again, take it for what it's worth, because it is Reddit. But this is a group that is a ex-Christian kind of group. The main theory right now is that these charges stem from either police or CPS attempting to interview the children and being denied access. Oh, see, that's another one I didn't even think about. If Joseph has those charges, and then CPS finds out about this report, there might have been a referral. They're trying to interview the minor children to see if they've also been victimized by Joseph. I didn't even think of that one. From what people familiar with the situation are saying, refusing those interviews can sometimes lead to charges like this. They could lead to court orders. I don't know about charges like this, but like a court can order you. Well, the CPS can petition the court, and they can have you ordered in if they want an interview with the children, and you're not making those children available. That does happen. So I don't know. This is an interesting theory, but I don't know if it necessarily means that the charges specifically are endangerment. Okay. I'm more inclined to believe that she might have locked these kids out or something like, or locked them into a room versus allowing authorities to interview them. That's not really child endangerment. And when CPS wants to get involved, they'll get involved. They'll get a court, or they have no reason. They don't have to go the criminal route to do that. They just need to call in a judge. And there's a lot of judges that are on call for interviewing children. This happens a lot. Since both Joe and Kendra were each hit with 4 counts, the assumption is that it corresponds to their 4 children, that they may have moved the kids to the compound or otherwise the authorities to avoid, or hid them. I think that's what they meant to say, or otherwise hid them from the authorities to avoid these interviews. There you go. Sorry, misspelling. The biggest pushback to this theory is that obvious comparison. Anna also refused to allow her children to be interviewed. Anna is Joshua's wife. This was years ago with that situation. So why didn't she face similar charges? The likely explanation comes down to the nature of the allegations and charges. The statute of limitations has long run out on Josh abusing his sisters. Josh was charged with CSAM offenses involving unknown to him children, which, while horrific, doesn't automatically imply that his own children were direct victims or immediate danger. Because of that, authorities may have not had the same legal grounds to compel interviews with Anna's children. In contrast, the allegations involving Joe reportedly center on real-life abuse of a child. That changes significantly, because if a child has allegedly been harmed in his care, then any other children he had access to could also be at risk. That's where CPS has to assess the risk. In that situation, investigators typically have a broader authority to push for access to children, refusing that they can carry more legal consequences. Again, this is all speculation. It's an interesting theory, but I think that the child endangerment might be stemming out of something else. I could be wrong. We'll wait for things to develop more and we'll talk about it, okay? We'll definitely follow up on this, and y'all let me know what you guys think in the comments. Hit the like button, please, and thank you. Duggar family members have written books. Yeah, they have. Lots of them. Thank you. Do the right thing. You said they don't care for CPS. No, it doesn't seem like it. I mean, they have their own way of doing stuff and following their own things. That's what it seems like. It's almost like the rules aren't written for them. So let's follow up on this. I'm going to put a pin on this because I am kind of curious to know whether the child endangerment stemmed from something else. Because it gives me that, but I could be wrong. I'm going to try to put this on reader mode. Hold up. History. Okay. Oh man, let's jump into this. And shout out to Infamous Truth Teller, member for 27 months. Infamous, thank you so much for your membership. Thank you for supporting the channel for freaking so long. I really do appreciate it. I'm trying to get my article into reader mode. Hold up, y'all. Can I do that? It's because it makes it so easier without the ads. 1 second. More tools. Reader mode. Here we go. Ta-da. Maybe not. Well, that didn't work. Let me stop this. Anyways, that's all good. We'll share it this way. I was trying to do like all the little bells and whistles, but I couldn't do it. It's okay. All right. Let's get into this. Oh my goodness. This forever, Vicky, forever. Forever. They're not saying anything. That's true. That's what I'm thinking, more along the lines of that than anything else. Absolutely. You say he had his hair like that since their wedding. Dude, shave it. Yes, it could also mean malnourishment. It could mean neglect. You're absolutely. It could mean that the child's not wearing a car seat. You know, it just depends on the state. That's another thing. I'm not telling you anything you don't know, Rabbit, but CPS isn't around to take children from the home, as I believe. That's true. If the kids are safe, they stay within their parents. Just saying that's true. Especially nowadays with the changes in legislation. Actually, Joey is a good point. Back in when Trump had his first term, there was more of a push for kids to be in the home. And so with that being said, is that the push was to have more resources placed in the home to assist, right? And then there was also a push for more qualified and licensing foster homes. So and also there was a push to remove kids out of treatment centers. So there's been a lot of moves and changes in the last 10 years with CPS. And you're absolutely right. They will do what they deem to be reasonable efforts to keep the child in the home, which is what we all want, except if there's abuse going on in the home. We don't want that. It needs to be thoroughly investigated. So good point, Joey. Okay. Do the right thing. Member for 46. Now, see, if Do the Right Thing is an OG member, 46 months, another OG member who hit the 40s. We got the 50s and the 40s. Shout out to Do the Right Thing. Best content on YT. Hit the like button. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Do the right thing. Aw, thank you. Do the right thing. Okay. Oh man, we got to talk about this. Oh my goodness, y'all. So, yesterday, the hit piece that people have said, I don't think it's a hit piece. I think that it's just information that, it's not really new, that people already know pertaining to the JLR situation. People are calling it a hit piece. I'm like, I don't think it's a, in my opinion, I don't think it is, but y'all are entitled to your opinion about this. Okay. Like I said, if JLR, just like anybody else, just like Justin Timberlake, if, he put his hands on this woman, which if y'all see the pictures, my goodness, people need to be held accountable. That's it. That's all. End of story. Right. So that's kind of my stance. You guys would say the same about me if I did something crazy like that too. Okay. Thoughts, opinions. So the New York Post, who jumped into this as well, who basically this has exploded the whole thing. Right. They report that there's one case true crime YouTuber JLR Investigates isn't covering. X's allegations that he beat and strangled her. This was published yesterday. And it says true crime YouTube star Jonathan Lee Riches, aka JLR Investigates, is accused of brutally beating, strangling, and threatening to kill a former girlfriend she claims in the court documents. In a sworn petition filed in Arkansas, another Arkansas. We just talked about Arkansas with the Duggars. Her name is, what we call her Magnolia. Her legal name is Jamie. For the purposes of this, I'm going to call her Magnolia because that's how we know her. For those that have been following true crime, there's true crime, and then there's like the other side of true crime where, people's personal lives kind of get put out there. I remember when these two were dating. When they got together, I remember that she was somebody who supported. I think she was she's still a producer or was a producer based on her Twitter. Okay. So she was there, she was there. So, she is 49. So Magnolia, in a sworn petition in Arkansas, Magnolia 49 says that he carried out a violent attack on Christmas Eve 2025, capping what she describes as a years-long pattern of abuse that included him repeatedly strangling her. The filing obtained by the Post alleges that JLR, a convicted felon who spent 10 years in federal prison over credit card fraud schemes, was in a relationship with Magnolia beginning early 2023. I remember this. And that spiraled into a persistent and escalating pattern of DV. Coercive control, intimidation, financial exploitation, and physical violence. This is Magnolia. Gorgeous, beautiful woman, by the way. I'm just saying. Although a handwritten affidavit alleges that December 24th assault left Magnolia with extreme injuries, including a broken nose. And by the way, there's an officer report that walked into the property when all of this went down. He has his own statement. A broken nose, a septum, significant trauma to the head and ribs requiring emergency medical care, CT scans and x-rays, and she said will need reconstructive surgery. Phillips claims that JLR assaulted her on multiple occasions, beat her with a closed fist in a separate alleged August 2025 attack, strangled her roughly 24 times, and threatened to kill her if she reported him and the filings. Okay. Yeah. So the officer, Ronan, the officer walked in and he saw all of the injuries. Yeah. Okay. It further goes, strangled her roughly 24 times and threatened to kill her. She also alleges ongoing harassment after the Christmas incident, which took place in Washington state, including threats, intimidation, and financial abuse. In January 21st of 2026, the court issued an order of protection finding that there was significant evidence Magnolia faced an immediate and present danger of DV. Riches has not responded to the allegations. He said his lawyer did not return the post request for comment. I don't know if, publicly, if he can or can't talk about this, given that the matter of where this is pending. You know what I mean? The sheriff's office in Washington sent the Post an incident report, which says that they had probable cause to arrest JLR, but he had left the state. Where was he at? Phoenix? He has not formally been charged in relation to the incident, and no arrest warrant appears to have been issued. Phillips herself has a colorful past, having been accused in 2017 of fabricating a story. She does. About being impregnated by an Alabama Senate candidate, Roy Moore, as a teenager, which she tried to get the Washington Post to run. She does. And people brought that up to my attention, and I'm going to say this. What does her 2017 situation have to do with the 2026 incident? Someone can argue, well, she lied then. That means that she must be lying now. I'm not the investigative authority. I'm not. But let me tell you this. If we're going to talk about who lied and who what, this man spent how many years behind federal prison over fraud? And I get it. I'm all for rehabilitation. I got family members that have spent years in prison. Okay? I get it. People rehabilitate. But if we're talking about liars, all right. He did 10 years. He served his time. She had an incident in 2017. Okay. But what is that? How is that in relation to 2026? Okay. That's the question. What does that have to do with 2026? It's a new incident, new situation, right? And I'll say, I don't even think JLR has a history of DV from what I've seen in his past. But I think it's okay to acknowledge, like, well, I mean, if one person lied, another person has also schemed and lied, right? Keep that in mind. No perfect victim, but also it's just something to keep in mind, all right? Let me know what y'all think, okay? So Magnolia told the Post, I was duped for so long. He portrayed himself as if he had changed and turned his life around, and that's not real. He's the same way he's always been. He's a fraud. That's what she says. The only thing he cares about is money. He cares about the case. He doesn't care about the cases. He loves when there's a mass shooting. He gets excited because he knows he'll get a lot of views and a lot of money. JLR reinvented himself as JLR Investigates, a YouTube channel which has grown to more than 500,000 subscribers. And he has. Around 3 years after a lifetime of frauds, fakeries, and manipulation. He describes himself as a fearless investigator and inserts himself in high-profile investigations to live stream. Most recently, he's been broadcasting in the Tucson, Arizona, outside of the house of Missy Nancy Guthrie. He's basically a big celebrity in a true crime community. This is what bothers me, and it should bother a lot of people, okay? I'll be honest with you, okay? There's a lot of people here who come on YouTube and they do true crime and they have criminal histories. Fine. YouTube doesn't do background checks. I've told you guys this. Fine. Cool. I don't have a problem doing, sharing, but because that's what we do, right? We pick each other up. We support each other as content creators. But JLR is not the only representation in true crime. That's what bothers me. That is like, wait a minute, y'all. Like, he's not the only one. He's not the true crime representation of YouTube. Like, when we think about true crime creators, there are bigger creators out there that do fantastic work that don't share the same strategies that he does. I can give kudos to JLR when he's doing fantastic work, and I have, and I've shared. Okay. But the problem that I have is that he's not the only person in representation on YouTube. There's a lot of great YouTube creators out here that do, magnificent, great work. And that's the thing. It's like, that's not really fair, because it's like, well, look at him. He's out there and he's, doing X, Y, and Z. Okay. So there's other creators that have law enforcement backgrounds that do fantastic work, that don't do the shit that people do. You know what I mean? Can we keep that in mind? Can we keep that, can we keep the same energy for everybody? That's the thing that I want to know. And then the other side to this too is like, when Lori Matthias was dragged here, and I said this yesterday, I said people didn't want to hear it. Lori Matthias was dragged here by a lot of people. Y'all don't keep the same energy with this guy either. There's still videos of Lauren Matthias out there. What are we doing? I don't know, man. You said, my understanding is there's a mark on her neck from all of this. Well, I saw those pictures. So unless those pictures are fake, I saw those pictures. And there's a report from law enforcement too. So there's that. I don't know. But like I said, I can give somebody kudos when they're doing great work. I'm here for it. Good job. And I have. I've shared his stuff. I've shared JLR stuff. I say, hey, yeah, like he's out there. He's getting the information. Good for him. But y'all, like, it's okay to acknowledge if he did something wrong. Nobody's, it's okay to call it out. What's wrong with that? We all get called out all the time. What? Anyways, let's keep going. So he describes himself as a fearless investigator. Okay. Inserts himself into high-profile investigations to live stream. Most recently, he's been broadcasting from Tucson, Arizona, outside the house of missing Nancy Guthrie. So, as somebody said, he's basically a big celebrity in the true crime community. No, he's not. Not like I'm not saying he's not the only one, if that makes sense. There's other ones. Fellow true crime streamer Alina Smith told The Post. Riches has gained a reputation for being one of the most persistent streamers, filming up to 15 hours. And this I can give him. There's nobody else that's doing this. He's out there, he's got the people engaged, 21,000 people watching at the same time. There's something that he's doing right about that. However, he's not the only representation in true crime, if that makes sense. Filming up to 15 hours a day, responding to questions in real time, and accepting money from viewers to complete tasks such as zooming in on certain parts of a crime scene. The more subscribers he gets, the more profitable his YouTube videos become, regardless of whether the information he reports is fact or fiction. That's why he's in Tucson for over a month. It's easy for him because he just sets up a camera and lets it go. Other streamers have estimated to The Post that he's made $30,000 a week. If I made $30,000 a week, girl, I am not leaving. I'm going to get me a little porta potty. I'm going to get me a little tent, and we're going to be streaming out there. $30,000 a week. Can you imagine getting that much money? $30,000 a week? So his persistent boots on the ground. That's how it's framed. But his audience are likely unaware of just how sinister Rich's passes is. And some of us know because he's talked about it. Like, people are going to support who they want to support, guys. I heard that he lost like 2,000. Was it 2,000 or 3,000 subscribers? I mean, I don't know how much of a hit that is for someone who's almost at 1 million, There's that. In 2018, he openly admitted being a troll, fabricating highly sensitive information after he was called out for pretending to be Jewish and given a fake backstory at a Trump rally. I don't think about the long-term consequences as far as disinformation or offending anyone. This is what JLR told the Post, or the Post. The disinformation that I want, I can put out there. The next mass shooting, before they identify the shooter, I can set up 10 Twitter accounts looking like news sites and then create whoever I want as the shooter. Vulnerable, gullible people will see that. They think that it's from a news site, and they will copy and tweet it out. This is a direct quote. Okay. Rich's operation has drawn criticism from authorities and journalists alike, as he's part of a growing ecosystem of YouTube crime scene streamers. Well, I'm not a crime scene streamer. Who monetize tragedy by broadcasting from active investigations. However, Rich's notoriety long predates the live stream era. I remember, from what I remember, before I even came to YouTube, I remember the Holmes, the Aurora Theater shooting situation. I think he was sending letters to James Holmes, I think, if I remember correctly, that had been put out there. It was actually investigated by like news and stuff. You know, he did all that. According to federal court records, Riches was indicted in 2003 in the Southern District of Texas alongside several co-defendants for a credit card fraud scheme. The incident claimed the co-conspirators used stolen financial data to obtain money and property through fraudulent transactions. Riches was arrested February 2003 and brought to Texas to face those charges, entering a guilty plea to conspiracy and wire fraud counts in September. A federal judge sentenced him to 125 months in prison for wire fraud, 60 months for conspiracy, to run concurrently alongside with $92,000 restitution for victims, according to the criminal records. Well, has he paid that off? I mean, he'll be able to pay it off now, $30,000 a week. Lord have mercy. And he's also labeled the most litigious inmate. For people that think that JLR can't sue, that's wrong. He can sue. He can sue. People were saying, well, he can't sue. No, he can sue. Report what you can. Make sure you report factually, okay? Because he can. So that is that. The Sandy Hook's hoax. I remember those videos. There's a video out there talking about the Sandy Hook situation. Live stream investigator. He's attempted to reinvent himself. And like I said, I'm not opposed to people reinventing themselves, but if you're consistently doing things that could hurt, DV and stuff like that, they ain't never good. No, it's just, I'm just going to say, no. It's not good at all. At all. Thoughts, opinions? Let me know. And I mean, Nerdy Attic, and I think, there's people that, let me see, I have to be careful because there's 3 hours ago. Oh man. So this is Magnolia, and she posted, this is 3 hours ago. Okay. This is the woman who filed the documentation. Okay. And she says, I wanted to acknowledge that I'm obviously aware of the DV police report from Christmas Day and my protection order case have come to light. The New York Post reached out to me yesterday, and I answered some of their questions, and they had for the story they were working on. The police report speaks for itself. This has been extremely traumatizing beyond words, and withdrawing completely felt like the safest way for me to begin the long journey of healing. I've had the support of my family, police, doctors, advocates, and my therapist. Being thrown into the role of survivor has been the hardest thing I've ever endured. The impact this has had on my life is unmeasurable, and I know it's not something that will ever fully go away. I know the road ahead will be long, but I'm taking it one day and one task at a time. I wanted to ensure everyone that I'm safe now, and I did have surgery to repair my nose. Oh my God. And it appears to have been successful, but I won't know for several months if further treatment is needed. I do know I'm very lucky to be alive, and I don't take that for granted. Rio is also safe and has been with me through everything. Okay, he was not harmed aside from being exposed to violence. I don't intend to rehash this publicly, but I do want to say that I'm incredibly grateful for the support I've received for the many people who have reached out over these past couple months out of concern for my well-being. Magnolia. Oh my God, her dog's so cute. And then a few side notes. I always knew Nerdy Attic was a pretty good journalist, but I'm astonished when he somehow figured everything out and broke the story a few days ago. Thank you at Matt Blanc Inc. for giving me the heads up. I had hoped to tell my story on my own terms one day, but Nerdy beat me to it. My hat is off to you, sir. As blindsided as I was, I have to say I was impressed. You are very thorough. I disabled this app back in January during the acute shock phase, and that's why I never changed my profile. Working on it now. They changed the DM part on the app since then, so if you're someone who has DM'd me since then, I haven't seen it yet. I'm not ashamed of my time at Project Veritas, and I will never be, okay? I love my PV family and always will. One outlandish failed operation over the years of great work is part of the job as an undercover journalist. Over the last month, I've been working on starting my own business, and I'll have more to say on that. Wow. Somebody says, "Oh, you disabled the app, yet know everything that's going on, huh?" Some of these people. Like, girl, go eat a Snickers. Why are we doing all this? I happy to see you safe. I'm sorry you went through this. I'm reading some of these comments, guys. I'm so sorry that this happened to you. I mean, for the most part, they're okay, but some of them are kind of like, somebody said, I thought you sent him the details. Anyways, wouldn't blame you for sending it to everyone on YouTube. He's dangerous. Okay. Let's see, probable spam. Nerdy said he got the info from your brother. Okay, they're tagging. I'm missing here. Jesus, I hate my brain. Does it really matter? The abuse is true. There you go. How they got the information and everything. Well, there. Yeah, right. Nerdy broke the story, but even he said you were in his DMs. We're not all stupid, okay? Also, the so-called spin you claim is just to try to cover up your lie. You're lying about the failed operation. Real journalists do not try to do entrapment grifts, nor try to extort money from politicians. Go to journalism so they can teach you your ethics. Oh my God. Y'all, my goodness. Why? Like, oh my God. Take it easy, yo. Dang. Y'all okay? Everybody good? Does anybody want a Snickers? I need to get that Betty White commercial so we can have it here. You said he actually sued himself in the past. You can't wait, he did? How do you sue yourself? Let me not ask. I don't want to get sued. I'm not suing myself, but what? Okay, y'all. It's Snickers, guys. Snickers. It's gonna be okay, guys. Let me say something. He's gonna be fine. Everything's gonna be fine. Okay, people need to chill. I bet we can tell who's. I bet we can all tell who's D you're sucking. Damn, even Nerdy's like you're. Oh my God, yo, like this is like insane. Hold up, let me just. You can't make this ish up. Like, I'm trying to see if keep in mind this is like crazy. Oh, I remember when he sued what's his name? I forgot. That's how. Anyways, he sued him a long time ago, and that situation went down. I mean, her face is there, y'all. There's something deeply wrong with how quickly people dismiss women when they come forward about abuse, especially when the person they're speaking out against is popular, liked, or untouchable. A woman can share her story, show her pain, even provide evidence, and still be met with doubt, excuses, or silence, not because their story lacks truth, but because people would rather protect a public image than confront an uncomfortable reality. Popularity is not proof of innocence. Being liked online does not mean someone is incapable of harm. When a woman speaks up, she is often risking everything, her privacy, her reputation, her safety, just to be heard. And when she's ignored or attacked instead of supported, it sends messages to every other victim who's watching. This is why so many stay silent. Believing women does not mean abandoning fairness. This is a good point. You, even if you don't believe women, and y'all know how I feel about that statement. It's kind of like, I don't stand. I believe people that have been victimized, and people that have been victimized can be both men and women. Both men and women can sit in that bucket of having been victimized, right? To me, it shouldn't just be a believe this. No, believe people that have been victimized, because people can be men and women both in that bucket. It just happens, right? So to me, it's like I feel like, if he's fighting, that he was treated, and he is treated like somebody who put his hands on her. And honestly, did she break her own nose? Is that what people are thinking? Like, this woman just grabbed something and she gone girl herself, broke her nose, hit her face on the wall. I'm trying to understand what what people are thinking as far as why somebody, you know, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen, that people don't lie, but like, the girl had surgery. The officer walked in and noted that her nose was broken, and all of this ensued. I mean, there's a lot to this. Believing women does not mean abandoning fairness. It means listening and taking allegations seriously, not automatically siding with influence or status. No one should have to prove this trauma just to be treated with basic human dignity. Okay? Here, I arrive at the location at the same time as aide. Okay? This is the officer's statement. We contacted Magnolia at the main entrance door. I could visibly see bruising around Magnolia's right eye, consistent with being in the early stages of a black eye. I also see a small red mark on the upper right corner of the bridge of Magnolia's nose. Her nose was visibly not straight and resembled what I have observed through training and experience to be broken. Magnolia requested we all speak in the room where her belongings were, which is the Shenandoah room at the location upstairs. And who's exposed a lot of this has been Plunder as well. Okay, let me go to Plunder's page. Plunder Studios. Plunder's got Plunder pulled the docs, the documents. You can, y'all, because she just walked into a door. Yeah, there you go. He said, my God, you'd have to be crazy kind of level to break your... I'm just saying, like, the level of pain, dude, she grabbed a branch and just hit her face multiple times. Yeah, even if that's what I'm saying, it's like, are we really arguing? If she started the argument, and so what? And somebody said, well, on the 25th, this is a picture of her. Okay, so maybe she was attacked later on that night. Sherlock Holmes. What are you talking? Like, there's 24 hours in one day, right? That's what we know. Yo, like, let's just take the information for what it is. You don't have to believe it, but come on, yo. Like I said, I could see the different sides of the argument. Have people been lied on? Yes. Do they share a background that is very sketchy, right? If she lied on a senator, yeah, okay, 2017, bad that she did that. He spent prison time, and he did it horrible that he did that to both of them. But this is 2026. This is a whole different event. Okay. The question is that, based on this, I mean, even the court saw and put a protection order on there, but I guess we're not even seeing that as a possibility that he did this to her. Did she walk into the door or hit herself? Somebody else hit her? They were in like a hotel. And thank you so much, Living Story Worlds. Kraken, thank you. 26-month membership. Rabbit, your side eye was epic on that thumbnail just now. Well, thank you. My side eyes are always kind of crazy. Thank you though. Alice, member for 17 months. Thank you guys. Thank you guys for these ongoing milestone memberships. Thank you guys for your continued support of the channel. Thank you, Alice. James, thank you so much for the 5. For the super sticker. Who do mice pray to? Cheeses. Should have been like Cheez-Its. Cheez-Its, like cheese. Cheez-Its. Thank you, James, for that. Joey says, thank you for the $4.99. The fact that people can't look at the proof that happened blows my mind. That pass means nothing. Come on, people. Listen, I tell you guys, nobody's perfect. At all. Nobody's perfect. People make mistakes. Like I said, I have family members that have served time. I've talked about that. People do time, people make mistakes, but what matters is rehabilitation and repeated patterns of behavior. What does that look like? Okay? That's the question, honestly. It's okay to acknowledge that. Let me see. Chantel, I did read it. I just read it. You might have missed it. Maybe you just came in. Thank you so much for the $4.99, Joey. Chantel, I just read the statement. I did. You might have just came in now, but I read it. Yeah, if he sued himself, who won in court? That's the question that I have. And thank you, Chantel, again for this super sticker. I did read it, love. I don't know, man. I don't know. Support whoever you want to, but I'm letting y'all know that, this is a situation and he's going to have to address what he has to address. Let me see what else Plunder put out. Yeah, we read this statement. The little doggy. This we've read already. Okay. Her little doggy. Oh my God. That guy. How come I didn't see this? This is, sorry, JT real quick, y'all. Look at his face. Sorry, I didn't even notice this. Look at his face. I'm gonna have to take this picture. Oh my God. Sorry. Damn. That's that blackness that the officer was talking about. And then there's the side. Is this the side of the nose? This is so sad. This is 4 hours ago. Oh, she's pointing out how much he's lost. Whoa, he lost 13,000 subscribers in 24 hours after the Post put that article out. 13,000 subscribers. Look at somebody asked, no, it doesn't look like AI generated. The skin pores, natural bruising. They asked if her picture was AI generated, and they're saying it's not typical. Oh my God! Damn! Lord have mercy. What does it say? Okay, this is the case. It's a public record case. Y'all can check it out. Damn. I was trying to see what else. It's not AI. Okay, we read this part. Wow. Thoughts, opinions? You said, YouTube should shut down offenders. I pray that if it's true, it spreads and it talks. Well, like I said, and I'm not, let me tell you, I know 13,000 is better than 2K. Let me say this. All right. I'm not the kind of person I would never tell anybody to unsubscribe, to subscribe. I'll tell you, if I support somebody, go subscribe so-and-so, right? Yeah, is it Gavin Fish? I think that's his name. He said, I saw someone comment Gavin reporting and he should mind his business and stay out of JLRs. That's the most ridiculous. Well, and I didn't even know, like, there's so many creators out here that have said that they have been impacted by him one way or another. I was like, I didn't know it was like that deep, Yeah. That's crazy. I mean, but it's public information, so. That being said, though, yeah, people need to calm down. Look, nobody's perfect and everything, and he'll have to address this, and that there'll be a time and day. My thing is like, I wasn't there. Y'all weren't part of that. Y'all weren't part of that relationship, right? People are very quick to dispel somebody's experience. We weren't there, and I'm not the type of person. I told y'all, yeah, I can't tell you who to support. If you want to support that person, whatever. I mean, and like I said, I've used this content. I'm not going to be a hypocrite and say I've never and I didn't know, especially in the Nancy Guthrie. I can acknowledge when, oh, okay, he's out there, he's doing the great work. Great. And that's just because it's true crime and that's what we're doing. But when you become a story or you are the story of a situation, people are going to talk about it because that's what happens. And it's not lies, it's literal public information that's available to everyone at this point, right? It would be different if I went live and was lying on the guy or other people. Nobody's lying. Everybody's putting out there and things that he's even acknowledged, right? So, but I'm not here to tell you don't support, don't do, because people are going to support whoever the hell they want, right? I'm not that YouTuber that tells you go unsubscribe. I've learned my lesson. I see what that does to people. That is an organic situation that has to happen organically, not through me. That's just how I see. Morris, thank you so much for the $5. He won't address anything. He's not bothered. He was on today covering Nancy. I think he kind of he had like court, and Morris, thank you so much for the $5. He had like court when all this went down too. He was out there at maybe virtual court. I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure, And that's the thing. And I talked about this yesterday. I have used this content. I can't tell you, maybe there might be another story. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when that goes. If there's something that needs to be, said or used. And I'm just being very real because this is how YouTube works. My using his content is not to it's typically for a very specific reason. Like, hey, okay, look at there. He's out there. We're at Nancy Guthrie, yada, yada, yada. Maybe there's something to be said. But I have to be honest with you. I'm not going to be like, don't do this and that and the other. I would be a hypocrite. I've used this content. And here's the deal. I've used his content and I've talked shit about him too. And I've called him out and I've used his content. Why? Because maybe there's something pertinent that needs to be said that is there, yada, yada, yada. That can happen. But the reality is that this man has had his past and he's talked about his past. Now, I've never known him to have had DV. That was a first. So to me, I am a little surprised by this from his charges. And we actually talked about this yesterday, and I'm just being honest. That's just, how I see it. Yeah, absolutely. I will never, just because you use somebody, it's no different. Just because let me give you guys an example. Family members, friends, family members can do horrific things, right? That doesn't mean that you support the behavior or the actions that they do. Do you write people off completely off your life because of the actions that they do? I guess that just depends on you. What is your prerogative? How do you stand with that? And that's absolutely fine. I completely get it when people say, I'm not going to. I'm just going to tell you, this is true crime. We cover all kinds of things. I'm not a fan of, what's her name? Without a crystal ball. I'm not. And I very rarely use her content. But if there's something that's pertinent that she has information because she's been covering certain things, I might have to say, all right, guys, look, I have to give credit to so-and-so. She actually found this. I think it's important. Isn't it a better form of saying I had to use this because this is the person that's using it? Here's the link. This is what I had to do. I'm using it. I'm letting y'all know. It doesn't mean that I stand with everything that they do, right? That's just kind of how you do it, You know what I'm saying? Kristen's like, I get it. Yeah, sometimes you have to use people's things and you don't support them or their behavior. It's YouTube. It's YouTube. And I'm not going to tell y'all who to support or not support. There's a lot of people that are subscribed to me that don't support people that I support. And that's okay. Because it's not a cult. I don't tell you who to follow or what to do or anything. That's horrible to do that to people. Using this content is not supporting him. Absolutely. You say he likes to sue people. Yeah, he does. He does. He does. And there's people out there that believe that he does. He can't. He can't sue people. That's totally inaccurate. He can't. So people need to be careful. You know, whatever you report, it needs to be factual. That's all. That's it. That's all. You said, and he would be covering anyone else's story the same way others are about him. Oh, there you go. So he's a true crime story now. Everybody's covering this true crime story. It is. He's become a true crime story. Whether he liked it or not, he has. But it's a real thing. You know what I mean? And that's just goes to show you guys that people behind here, the majority of us are private citizens. We just happen to have a YouTube channel. That's kind of how it goes, you know? Thank you. Thank you. Do I like, what's her name, Megyn Kelly? No, I don't. I don't like the lady, especially when she said about the Epstein stuff. But have I used her information? Yeah, because I have to. Why? Because she'd be bringing some exclusives. Does that mean do I like TMZ? Do I like Harvey Levitt? Thank you, Cheeks. And that's the thing that I always try to convey to people. It's like when you're covering these kinds of things, you kind of have to, you might be using sources that you don't typically like. And how many times, and y'all have been in the live chat, how many times have you had people in here? Why do you keep talking about TMZ? Why do you keep using them? Because they're literally in the center of the fucking story. Just like this guy's out there, he's right there in the center of the story. So yes, I have to talk about his channel, and I do have to shout it out because that's what you have to do. It doesn't mean I support a behavior. Nobody does, you know? And there's some that I'm like, I can't really support that, you know, because of maybe my own personal experience with that I didn't like. But thank you. Thank you. It's like Cuomo. I don't like Cuomo. I don't. You know, but I have to use some of the stuff. It's the thing with Banfield. Okay. I have to use some of these stuff. Doesn't mean we stand. Yeah, the news people have news. Yeah, exactly. Thank you. Oh my God, y'all. I'm just saying. Thank you. It's a source, not a friend. Tell it. But you know, like I said, I'm not afraid to talk about the things that, you know, like I'll call myself out, be like, guys, this is what's going on. This is how I feel. I've done it before, and people will call me out in the chat too. And I'm like, shit, I guess I do have to own that. I guess I do have to eat that crow, you know, because it does happen. But that's just how regular a lot of us are. It's better to just say it and, you know, not have it be some fucking gotcha moment, you know, and just be like, you know, yeah, you know, this and that and the other. Why do we have to make it a big, you know, thing? Just call it out. And then that way people aren't feeling like they got something over your head when they don't, you know? It's just how it is. You said as long as it's credible and legit. True. Yeah, be honest. I mean, and the thing is, it's like YouTube is a business, guys. When people make money on YouTube, and I agree, and I've said this before, I felt that immediately that JLR does, and I'll even say it now, because I do agree to a certain extent. The New York Post had already been putting out stories about JLR. And I find it very interesting that they're the ones that broke this one to major media outlets, right? About JLR's past. I do feel like media, because this is a fact, media, your news nations, your people out there, they don't like streamers. I can 1000% agree. And two things can be correct. They don't like streamers, and this guy is making a lot of money, JLR, and that makes them have a target because of it. So they are going to pull just about everything. So if JLR was aware that he had all this shit going on in the background with his ex, he should have known that this was going to break sooner or later, right? He should have known that. But he's also not the representation of all YouTubers, right? So please know, like, that's the other side to this too. Please, the New York Post is not the holy grail, and they're the best, and they've exposed us. No, my friends, they have an agenda. They don't like this guy. Why? Because he's making money. A lot of these, you know, people out here, they don't like the streamers, and so anything that they can, you know, throw out there, they're going to throw. But now they have something legit that he wasn't going to speak about publicly. JLR should have known that this was going to come out, and it was going to come out while he was covering the most, you know, high profile case, right? Like, this is something that's had coverage all over. So, I mean, he can't say he didn't know. Yeah. for a long time. So this is factual. If he was making $30,000 a week, that's somebody's salary in a year. Okay, thank you, Ronan. Shout out to you. Somebody's salary in a year. So yeah, they gonna look. And so now, not only do they have your pass, oh, they got this case right here, and this is recent, as in around the holiday times. Oh, they're gonna use that. And again, and still, he's still wrong for all of that. He still should be held accountable for, putting his hands on Magnolia. Oh, 1000% agree with that. Yeah. That I'm not disputing. I think that but still, he should have known that he had a target on his back. And also, when you're at that point where you're making money and you're making $30,000 a week, please know, like, you have to, you got to watch out who's in your corner too. You can't be inserting yourself and getting into things that you probably, somebody's going to try to do something to you. So yeah, it is what it is. He said, if it was legacy news anchors, we would also be talking about it. Thank you. Let's just say that, God forbid, and not to say that this would happen, but if it's my favorite, I don't know, reporter, if it was Brian Enton, they'd be talking about Brian Enton. They would be going after Brian Enton, guys. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's like, just because somebody doesn't go to journalism school and they went to federal prison, come on now. You have to know that they're going to have a target on their back, and they're making more a week than your regular schmegular, journalists and whatnot. And sorry, I got these marks in my hands because I'm like testing eyeliners and stuff like that. I'm like noticing them. Look, I was testing makeup. That's why I got these marks. That's the thing. Oh my God, Matt Lauer, thank you for mentioning that. What was that one guy? Charlie Rose. Charlie Rose was like he was like the grandpa of the news station. You know what I mean? And then he did like the PBS. Was he doing PBS too? Yeah. So yeah, you have to know that, like, and JLR should have known. He knew that this was going to come sooner or later. He knew that this was going to break. You're literally out there covering the most viral story, and you have the most people in your chat and all of this. He knew that it was just a matter of time. You said Charlie Rose. Yeah. Yeah. Remember when that shit came out of it? I haven't heard. What happened to him? Is he still alive? Is Charlie Rose still around? Because as soon as those allegations came out of him, and that was around the Me Too movement when it first started coming out. You forgot about them. Yeah, Charlie Rose. Katie Cat, thank you so much for being a member for 15 months. Thank you, love. Shout out to you. Thank you. Appreciate it. Matt Lauer had a button on his desk that would lock his office door. He's alive. What's Charlie Rose doing nowadays? Hold up, let me see. Y'all remember Charlie Rose? He was like, he's 84 years old. That's why I had to ask. I'm like, he's still alive. Where is Charlie Rose now? He was like the most respected person. Where is Charlie Rose now? He was the most respected person. So he has returned to the public sphere. He's 82 years old, excuse me. He was fired in 2017 over sexual misconduct. And then in 2024, he settled a lawsuit, okay, regarding that. So, yeah. He has a YouTube channel. I'm telling you, people will reinvent themselves. That's what they do. And that's why I say you have to support who you want to. And how you do it, and support the people that at least will tell you in your face, I'm gonna do this anyways, so I'm gonna do that anyways, or I feel this way, and not because that's just how it is. By adults, so basically I pick and choose when and I want to off YouTube. I adjust and adapt accordingly. Absolutely. He's with your mama, JK. What? I'm like, where is Charlie Rose? He's with your mama. I don't care either. Just asking opinions. So what do you do in your private life? So what you do in your private life should not matter. Yeah and no. Yes and no, right? I guess it depends on the kind of title that you hold. If you're the president or a politician, I think it does matter, especially when your behavior becomes a matter of public interest. What do I mean by that? If you're getting sued for sexual misconduct, that's a matter of public interest when you hold a title, such as a person in office, right? Or a senator or whatever. Like that's a matter of public interest. I believe that if I voted for you, or if my tax dollars are paying for you to be in that damn chair, and you're making decisions that impact my life, that is a matter. Your private life is a matter of public interest. That is what a lot of people do not understand when it comes to civil servants. When I worked in government for 10 years, that was all my behavior was a matter of public interest and could have been publicized. It really could. But I wasn't doing shit to become publicized, so there's that. Didn't need to. And so when you are doing true crime on YouTube, you don't hold that public interest title, or you don't hold that private, what is it? A public persona title anymore. Well, you're still a private person. You're not a public person, if that makes sense. You can even argue that. That could be argued as well. Because some of us who came to YouTube didn't come to YouTube to become celebrities. I certainly didn't. I'm just a YouTube channel, give commentary. So I consider myself to be a private person. There's private, people don't need to expose all their things. It's a choice, right? So there's that. And you can look into that a little bit. Oh my God. Why is this playing? Hold up. Sorry, y'all. Something was playing. It was weird. I mean, the argument can be made for both, if you know what I mean. You said Charlie Rose made a cameo appearance a few years ago. Breaking Bad. He's definitely still alive. I didn't even know he did a cameo. Now, there is a limited public figure. So a politician is already a public figure. A celebrity, a Justin is a public figure, right? So there's that. There is that. But y'all, you guys let me know what you guys think in the comments. Like I said, you don't have to agree with me. We don't have to, agree on things. And that's the best part about this situation. It's like, we're not. But I stand on what I say, and my hope is that people need to be able to heal from that. She sure, I don't know Magnolia. I don't know these people personally, right? But the stuff is playing out publicly, and just how it is. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate all of you. Y'all are amazing. I hope you guys have a great rest of your Saturday. Oh my God. Thank you guys so much for your support today. Y'all didn't have to, and you did support me today. So thank you. You can also support me by hitting the like button, by hyping, by sharing. We really got into some stuff today. Today was a really good, interesting stream. Shout out to y'all. I will see you guys tomorrow, mañana. All right. All right. Hit the like button. Bye, guys. Have a good one, guys. Bye.